All right, today we are diving into a really fascinating idea, one that says our dreams aren't just random, weird movies our brain plays at night. We're going to explore the concept that you can actually enter a place called the antimatter world, and the front door is through your dreams. I mean, really think about it for a second. We've all had those dreams, right? The ones that feel so incredibly real, so vivid. Maybe you were flying or you were in a place you've never seen before. What if those weren't just your imagination running wild, but were actually you visiting another place entirely? Well, that's the core idea we're unpacking here. The source material we're looking at puts forward this claim that dreams are a legitimate gateway to a higher spiritual reality. Now, when they say antimatter world, they're not talking about the stuff from physics class. It's more of a metaphor for a parallel spiritual dimension that kind of mirrors our own. So, if there's a portal in our sleep, how do we use it? People try meditation and all sorts of other practices to explore consciousness. But this author says there's a much more direct and frankly more powerful way to get there. It's called the dream method. And the logic behind it is actually pretty simple. Almost everybody dreams. That means we all have this built-in access to this other world. It's not about learning some complex new skill. It's about learning to pay attention and navigate a place we already go to every single night. Okay, so if dreams are a world, then like any world, it must have some kind of map, right? Well, according to this framework, you can actually categorize your dreams to figure out exactly where you are on this spiritual map. The framework kind of breaks dreams down into these different levels. So down at the bottom, you've got your classic nightmares, being chased, feeling totally paralyzed. These are said to reflect a kind of underworld consciousness. Then you have your normal everyday dreams about interacting with people. That's the human world. But the goal, the real prize, is to reach those higher realms. And those are the dreams where you see incredible scenery. You're flying, or maybe you even have superpowers. But hold on, before you even start thinking about what happened in your dream, there's a more basic question. Was it in black and white or was it in color? Because according to this author, that is a huge deal. Black and white dreams are a sign that you're kind of stuck, spiritually speaking. But dreaming in color, that's the very first step. It shows your spiritual self, what's called your antimatter structure, is starting to grow. And just to really hammer home how critical this is, the source material puts it bluntly. It basically says that being able to dream in color is a non-negotiable requirement for any kind of spiritual advancement. It's a pretty stark and powerful claim for sure. So let's say you are having those vivid, colorful dreams. Where can you go? Well, this framework lays out a very clear path forward through 3 different and increasingly amazing higher realms. The journey starts in what's called the 1,000-year realm. This is where your dreams are filled with just peaceful, beautiful nature. Think green mountains, crystal clear water. From there, you can level up to the 10,000-year realm. This is where you get those flying dreams, soaring through these strange and gorgeous landscapes. And then, the final destination, the Elysian realm. This is where you're not just a visitor anymore, you're in control. You have powers like invisibility or even changing the dream world with just a thought. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds cool, but I have zero control over my dreams. They're just random. Well, this is where things get really interesting because the author argues that you actually have total control. This right here is the central claim. It's a huge shift in thinking, isn't it? It moves dreams from being something that just happens to you to something that you actively create. It suggests we have a level of power here that most of us have probably never even considered. It's a really bold claim. So, how? What's the secret? How in the world can we possibly start directing the movies, playing in our own heads every night? So the mechanism isn't some complicated lucid dreaming technique you have to learn. It's actually all about your state of mind when you're awake. The whole theory rests on this idea. Your dream world is simply a projection, a direct reflection of your inner world. Whatever you've got going on in your consciousness is what's going to show up on the screen when you fall asleep. And what that means is the real work is done during the day. So to have better dreams, you have to live a more intentional, more conscious life. This is about finding inner peace, letting go of all that baggage and attachment, quieting the ego, and really making an effort to clear out negative thinking. It's not a magic trick. It's about purifying your waking mind so it has something beautiful to project at night. So this brings us to the real reason why you'd even want to analyze your dreams in this way. It's not just about having cool flying adventures. It's actually a very practical tool for checking in with yourself. Yeah, think of it like getting a report card every single night. It's a diagnostic tool that gives you the raw, unfiltered truth about your spiritual well-being and whether all that work you're doing during the day is actually paying off. And this is where those dream categories we talked about become your personal dashboard. By just paying attention to the kinds of dreams you're having, are they mostly anxious nightmares, or are you starting to see those beautiful landscapes? You get a direct measurement of your inner state. Are you making progress, or are you stuck in a rut? According to this theory, your dreams will tell you the truth. And that, right there, is the big takeaway. In this view, your dream world is the most honest mirror you're ever going to find. It doesn't just show you snippets from your day. It reflects the entire state of your soul's journey. It shows you where you've been, where you are right now, and maybe most importantly, where you have the potential to go. So, as you get ready for bed tonight, this whole idea leaves us with a pretty powerful question to think about. If your dreams really are a mirror, what do you think you're going to see?